Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hayley. Thank you so much for hopping on. For today's video, I am sharing with you a motivational Monday video. And looking at the house, you guys are probably thinking, this woman doesn't clean ever, but I do. However, my 1-year-old has been having a rough time the past couple of days. He's just been super fussy, screaming, crying, unless I am actively sitting on the ground playing with him and giving him every ounce of my attention. So I decided just to let the house go for now and tend to him. But today was one of the first days where he was actually somewhat content. So I decided to make myself a list, start knocking a couple things off, and I'm going to be starting out in the kitchen. I don't fully clean it here because I'm going to be doing breakfast prepping and cooking dinner and all that sort of stuff. I just wanted to make a little more counter space. So I'm going to go ahead and just tidy up this, and then we're going to start making breakfast burritos. So I'm going to start off by browning this pork sausage. My friend actually gave me this, but if I didn't have any, I would just use the pound pork sausage that you would find at a grocery store in the meat section. So I'm going to start off by browning this, and you don't see me add any seasoning because when she had it packaged, the butcher actually seasoned it up for them. So she said that there was no need to add anything else because it was plenty flavorful as it is. And once I was done browning up the sausage, I am just going to put it on a plate with a paper towel to kind of catch some of the excess oil and move on to making my scrambled eggs. So when I make my scrambled eggs, I use the same pan that I use the sausage in. I just don't feel a need to use an extra pan because it's all going to be the same flavoring and stuff anyway. So I am just whisking those in a bowl, adding a little bit of seasoning of choice, and then I am going to make scrambled eggs. And now I'm just going to add some shredded cheese to that. I used to add the cheese separately. I would just cook the scrambled eggs and then add the cheese on after, but I found it was just a little bit quicker if I added the cheese into the eggs. It saved me a little bit of time and it was just a lot easier that way. So I am using those flour tortillas. They're the Great Value brand by Walmart. I actually like them better than the ones I was buying at Safeway, but I am just going to build my burritos. I have the sausage on the bottom and then the eggs and cheese on the top. Fold them up, wrap them in tin foil, and pop them in the freezer for my husband to eat for the week. These are his favorite breakfasts, and you can add whatever you guys want. If you like onions, bell peppers, whatever, but he likes just the sausage, egg, and cheese, and then he has hot sauce at work that he puts on the breakfast burritos. But I can't remember how many I made. I want to say I made roughly 8, and I usually make a pound of the meat, and then I do about an egg for each burrito. So I cracked about 8 eggs, so I made about 8 burritos. So if you're not sure how much to use in these recipes, I usually do about 1 egg per burrito. So after this, I was feeling really overwhelmed. I knew that I had so much to get done. I just wasn't sure where to start. And when I feel like this, I take a break and kind of reset myself. And I made myself a cup of coffee because I didn't take the time to do this in the morning like I usually do, and I feel like it just kind of threw off my whole course for a little while. So I needed to step back and take a breather, have my coffee, work in my planner. I made a to-do list in my planner, and then I also made one on paper to check off as I go. Sometimes if I'm feeling really overwhelmed that I'm not sure what to start with next, I just kind of take a step back, relax for a few minutes, plan in my planner, and plan out my day, and it really helps me kind of know the direction that my day is going in.
Okay guys,
so here's my little to-do list that I made on paper that I just check off as I go instead of opening up my planner and checking it off every single time. I write down everything I need to do from bathing the kids to making dinner to doing dishes because I find it motivating after I complete a task just to go down there and mark each thing off. It keeps me motivated to keep going. Next, I breakfast prepped this banana bread. I didn't show you guys how to make it because it's actually in a video that is already up on my channel. I will link it down in the description box below. But the reason why I showed the breakfast burrito recipe was because that recipe actually wasn't in my breakfast prepping video because I had already had a ton left over. But I definitely recommend checking out this recipe. I use sour cream in mine, which I know sounds a little out there, but it really makes it super yummy and delicious. So I am just going to pop that in the oven and let it bake for a while and take care of my next task. And the aftermath of baking. Now that I have all of my main food prep done for the day, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the kitchen really good so I don't have as much to do at dinner time. Checking off my to-do list, I am going to move on to tidying up everything that I used to make my banana bread. I have just recently started diving into baking and I am really enjoying learning and trying out new things, but I make the biggest mess. It doesn't matter what way I am going about it, how neat I am trying to be. By the end of the recipe, my kitchen is completely thrashed. I don't know if it's anybody else, but for me, it happens every single time without fail. And I do apologize for these really shaky camera angles. I don't know what was going on. I am not sure if it was a cat, if it was my son walking by it or touching it or something, or if I was walking too close to the tripod, but I didn't realize it until I was actually watching the footage back and starting my voiceover. So I apologize for that. I realize that it is a little bit irritating. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the dishes. I always clean my kitchen at least once during the day before dinner time. And the reason why is because towards the end of the night after dinner, I'm starting to lose my motivation. The end of the night is coming to a close. I have a lot of the bedtime routine stuff to take care of, like reading to my daughter, giving the boys a bath, cuddles, all that sort of stuff. So I try to start with a clean slate when I'm making dinner. That way I just have less stuff to do. So as you can see, I am on the phone. I'm video chatting my dad. So I was moving a little bit slower than usual, and once I did the dishes, I took a break and talked to him for actually close to an hour. So when I'm wiping down the counters and stuff, it is a little bit later, but I was ready just to keep on ticking off the stuff on my to-do list, just wiping down the counters and cleaning up from that. Also, guys, I've been really struggling with editing the videos. I understand that it is a part of the process for YouTube, but for some reason, whenever I am editing these videos, it's moving my voiceovers, it's undoing my edits, and I have to start over at least twice in the past couple of videos I have done. So I am just trying to crank it out. I'm actually sitting in my pantry right now trying to clean and finish up my voiceovers to get this video up today. So I am just going to finish wiping down the counters and then moving on to my next task. But needless to say, I absolutely love making content. I love editing videos and putting them up and kind of seeing my channel slowly grow. But it is a little bit discouraging and irritating when I am struggling editing these videos and it's messing up my edits and stuff. But I understand that's just a part of the process. I'm just not sure what has been going on. So I decided to move into the living room. Now, my living room cleaning routine kind of differs from day to day, just depending on what is going on. There are days when my 1-year-old is just tearing the house up and I just leave it until after he goes to bed and I don't bother cleaning it up during the day. I used to clean it up like 3, 4, 5 times a day every single time he was napping or resting or whatever. But I got tired of doing that and I was just kind of wasting my time when I could have been doing something else. So when I have the energy, usually when he is napping, I will just go through and tidy it up and make it look a little bit more presentable, put my pillows back on the couch, straighten up the cushions, put some stuff away that's not toys, toss some toys in the bin, just to make it look a little bit more presentable. And on this day, since I was planning on vacuuming a little bit later, and I vacuum pretty much every day or every other day depending on how much we are home and how many snacks and stuff have gotten all over the floor. So in this clip, I am just tidying it up a little bit to make it look a tad bit more presentable because it was definitely getting way too messy for my liking. And moving on upstairs, I am going to put away this load of laundry that had been sitting in my basket for a day or two. One of my least favorite parts of the laundry process is hauling the basket upstairs. I don't know what it is, just carrying the heavy basket up the stairs and stuff just seems to be what causes me to procrastinate putting the laundry away. So I just separate it out into piles, fold, hang, you know the drill, pretty self-explanatory here. My husband likes everything from his pajama pants to his dress-up shirts hung up. If it was up to me, I would fold everything and put them away in drawers because I don't know why, I just don't enjoy hanging the laundry, and I dropped my entire pile on the floor. So I'm just going to finish putting everything away, and then there goes my son. He's always getting into something, and he loves to be upstairs with us during this process, so we don't mind. And I'm having my daughter pick up her bathroom. As you can see, she just took a shower. Can you see the little baby doll hanging in the back there? She took a bath with it. So she's the one that tends to make the biggest messes in the bathroom. She's always just kind of like leaving her clothes on the floor and not hanging up her towels. And she likes to bring her babies into the bathroom and bathe them, put makeup on them, change them, whatever. So I am just having her head into the bathroom and straighten it up a little bit. And as you can see, the boys have got to be right there in the middle, checking things out, and my youngest son will take any opportunity he can to be in a place that he's not supposed to be, like the bathroom. So heading back downstairs, I am starting another load of laundry because it's just a never-ending chore. So once I was done starting a load of laundry, I am just continuing to check off the stuff on that to-do list to keep me motivated. I had, I think, 14 things on my to-do list. So as I was checking them off, I was like, all right, Hayley, you're about halfway done now. Keep checking on. So now I am starting with dinner. I am going to be making a weekly dinner recipe at some point, and this is going to be one of the recipes in there. It is super easy to make, like one pan and you're done. It takes about an hour to make, and it's really affordable as well. So I am just starting on dinner and popping that into the oven to cook, and I am not sure what I do next, but this is the finished result of the chicken. It is a family favorite. I always have to make extra because my kids will eat like 2-3 pieces at a time. So now that dinner is done, I am moving on to cleaning up the kitchen for the last time tonight. So during the evening time after dinner, I wash the dishes and then I head straight upstairs to wash the boys. And then once they are sleeping, then I come back downstairs and finish up the cleaning of it. But I like to at least knock out the dishes because it takes me the longest, and I feel like after I do the dishes, everything else goes by pretty quickly. So I am just going to wash up these dinner dishes and then head upstairs and start giving the boys a bath. Also, did anybody else see me drop that remote into the chicken pan? I know I kind of showed it, but I don't know, maybe some of you guys missed it. I could not believe I did that, but anyways, I am just going to finish up these dishes, load them in the dishwasher, and head upstairs to finish the rest of the kids' nighttime routine. Isn't he so sweet looking, going up those stairs by himself and then turning and looking at the camera? He has become Mr. Independent, and he has been wanting to go up and down the stairs by himself. So I usually just trail very closely behind him and kind of keep a hand under him in case he accidentally slips and falls. But moving upstairs, I am just going to give the boys a bath, scrub them up really good. They're boys. They tend to get very, very dirty throughout the day. So they are only 1 and 3, so I do bathe them together until they get a little bit older, and my youngest son is probably going to start showering here soon. But does anybody else have the wiggliest toddler in the world? It is insanity dressing him sometimes, and he is so incredibly loud. It takes a great deal of effort to keep him from yelling and screaming during this. So I usually leave my 3-year-old in the bath to play for a couple more minutes because that is always what he asks for, and his bathroom is just right outside the door, so I can keep an ear out and keep an eye on him during this. And also, just a forewarning, in these next couple of clips, you see me checking off my to-do list and then making my 1-year-old's bed and then going back in for my 3-year-old. So it probably looks like I left him in the bath unattended for quite some time, but I didn't. I actually entered the clips in wrong, and I had already edited them down and started doing my voiceover when I stopped and realized, wait a minute, something is not right here. I didn't enter these clips right. So after I bathed and dressed my 1-year-old, I left him upstairs to play in his brother's room while I got him out and got him dressed. Either he plays in his brother's room or he goes and lays down in his bed if it is late enough. But I swear I did not leave him unattended like that for long. Like I said, I just entered the clips wrong and had already edited it, and I didn't want to undo the clips and add them back in the right order because I've just been having problems with this. So I am getting him dressed. My husband read to my daughter this night because he was actually home. I put them to bed and then went downstairs to finish up my cleaning. Now, the only task I did not get done on this night was sweeping, and the reason why was because my phone kept telling me that my storage was full and I couldn't take any more videos, and I actually had planned on filming my pamper routine that night, which is also already up on my channel. So I decided to skip that task for that night and kind of sit down and take care of my phone storage so I could keep recording. But I am just wiping down the counters, and then I'm going to vacuum up the living room. And because of the storage problem, it did cut off my vacuuming. It kind of looks like I only vacuumed part of the downstairs, but I did vacuum the whole thing. Like I said, because of the storage problem, I guess it cut off the footage early. But anyways, can you guys see my husband kind of over in that right hand corner? He was actually working on a project for my daughter to kind of help her learn her sight words a little bit better. So it was really awesome that he did that. But anyways, guys, that is it for this cleaning motivation video. I am trying to post a motivational Monday video and then another upload on Friday. And just for a motivation Monday, it can be cleaning, cooking, organizing, maybe even some sort of workout video that is kind of in the process right now. So that's kind of the plan. I'll see how it goes and how it kind of works out for me and whatever you guys want to see. But that's kind of the plan for now. Motivational Monday and another upload on Friday. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really love the support that you guys are giving me, and I hope to see you guys in my future videos.